I'm driving, and it's actually been a moment before. Oh wow, what's going on here? Oh, he just had a blowout. Okay, so I don't know if to let him over or what. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting in front of them. Hey, Bridget. So guys, I'm driving, and I know it's been a while before since I've actually done a live video. And I don't know if you all noticed, but 2017 and the end of 2016, hey, I actually slowed down on doing live videos and speaking engagements and plays and everything like that. So one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you all about today is what's called invisible injuries. An invisible injury can, thank you, be a concussion. And I'm going to talk about a concussion because that's what took place with me the end of 2016. And a lot of times with invisible injuries, people can't see the injury, so they assume that there's nothing going on with you, especially if you don't make them aware. They just don't know, because it seems to people that you're still going on with life, not unless they're really close around you and they know the situation and they know you and they know how you operate and they've seen the way that life has dramatically changed for you. I personally didn't feel that it was a need to get on social media and tell that I had a near-death experience, because that's exactly what it was. When I actually seen where I fell from and the fall and how it could have taken place, I literally could have died or become a paraplegic. Hey, Destiny. So I didn't talk about it. I dealt with it on my own by, going to 1,000 doctor's appointments, not being able to be in place, not being able to do as many speaking engagements as I was invited to do, or not being able to work the same exact way that I was able to work. So life completely it stopped for a moment, and then it had to slow down. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there became a point when you saw me with glasses more and more and more, because now on a regular consistent basis, I had to wear eyeglasses. I had to wear eyewear. I had to adjust my entire lifestyle. My brain wasn't functioning, as quickly. I was not able to comprehend or retain information the same way that I was. So of course I couldn't do a play, because I didn't want to take on that responsibility and get in someone's play and then ruin their production. I didn't want to take on speaking engagements if I knew that I couldn't go to these speaking engagements, and I'm not really a person that uses notes. Now, from time to time, if you see me after the fall, I do have some notes, because I have to, now that I've started back just little by little the end of 2017, taking, speaking engagements. But there was a time when the simplest things were difficult. They were a task for me. And these are things that people don't talk about, or people don't even acknowledge, because they're not seen. They're invisible injuries. So a lot of people have invisible, I think about illnesses that we choose not to acknowledge because we're not educated enough. We don't know enough. An invisible illness could be something like ADD or ADHD or depression. How does it look? It can look different for different people. How one person reacts to depression may not be the other way that someone may react. You may have a person that's dealing with depression, but they know how to fake it really, really good in front of people. So they're really depressed when they're in the home or when they're amongst family and friends, but when they go out, they put on this facade to everyone else so everybody thinks that they're fine. Then you have the person that every single time you get around them, it's like, they always telling you a sad story. So that's why you find out people, they commit suicide and you're like, if only I known, if only they talked to me. I didn't even know that that was going on with them. Because we don't ask questions anymore. We become such a social media driven society that we forget to ask questions as simple as, how are you doing today? What's going on with you? Because everybody has this me island mentality that we don't even reach out and touch each other anymore. Hey, April, that's my friend. And we become so selfish. People are really suffering. They're suffering in silence. If I didn't tell you today, I promise you, you wouldn't have known for the last year and a half that I felt really, really, really bad, was passed out for 20 to 30 minutes from what I heard, and was seasoned. I've never had a seizure in my life. My whole life had to adjust. But no one ever asked questions. And even the people who were around me, because there were certain things that I still had to do being a mom, nobody jumped in to help. Nobody asked, did I need help? Because they weren't there. They didn't really see the severity of the fall. So they felt like it was okay. Wow, Sabrina. Why I be praying for that family, committing suicide. Because when you're used to functioning one way, and then, because I'm like that go-getter, that strong, just do it. I'll sleep when it's time to sleep, which might not be no time soon. And then you are restricted from what it is you can do. And every time you try to go above what it is you're used to doing, your body shuts down, or you get sick, or you get headaches, or you get dizziness. So the things that I used to do, and I didn't have to pay attention to the signs that my body was giving me, now I have to, because my body shuts me down. Now I have to, because I don't have the stamina, or I don't have what I had before, because now I'm restricted to the things that I can do without feeling really, really, really yucky. But I didn't feel like I had to broadcast that to anybody, because this isn't about a pity party. This is about making people aware, but not aware of my situation and what took place with me. But there's so many people that are suffering in silence, and we don't even think. As I said before, there are invisible injuries as well as there are invisible illnesses. And just because you can't see something manifested in the natural, it does not mean that a person is not dealing with it. That's why we have to be very, very, very careful of how we treat each other, of what we say to people. One word can make or break somebody's day. One word can create or destruct, because words really do have power. There's no such thing as sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I think that's it. That's a lie. Because when something was said to you, hey David, when something was said to you and it hurt your feelings, you know the way that it left you feeling, because it could be days later you were still thinking about what was said to you, and it was still affecting you the same way it affected you when it was first said to you. So we have to be careful of what it is that we say to people. We have to be careful of what it is, how we treat people, because we're all connected and we actually all need each other. Purpose is not about you. Purpose and on purpose is you doing something, but doing it intentionally. So dealing with people purposely, on purpose, dealing with them intentionally, nice. Or taking your time with certain people, because people, especially people who've had injuries, or people who are sick, or people who are older, they usually, I hate to say it like this, but they usually have like a little attitude, no problem. Like they're usually like not the most pleasant people to be around. But we have to take those things into consideration. But because we become such a touchless society, we don't take things like that into consideration anymore. We don't even take people's ears into consideration anymore. Young people in my day, if an older person was entering the room, if an older person was walking by, whatever the conversation was, if it was not meant for their ears, we stopped it. It was like, immediately, well, here comes so-and-so's mom, here comes so-and-so's grandma. Now, these kids are literally like, every song got a cuss word in it, and they think that is okay. They think that is fine. And if we, as the adults, if we don't say anything, then we're literally the ones who are held responsible, because, as I said earlier, that words have power. So what is it that we're allowing, not just our own children, but just children of the society of today, to feed into their spirit mans? And we don't care. Like, we say nothing, but we are held responsible. Each generation has to teach the one that's upcoming and the one behind it. How can they learn? It definitely does take a village to raise a child. A child. A whole village. One child. It does. Everybody now just wants to mind their own business. Or oh, he's so bad, she's so bad, they have no manners. Maybe you're the one that can touch them. Maybe you're the one that can sit that child down and talk to that child. Maybe you're the one that can make a difference. Why have we as a society become so selfish? My phone's ringing. Why have we as a society